This is the seventh Life in the UK test, which is required for ILR and British Citizenship application. The test numbers that I mention here is the number that I upload on my channel YouTube, so it has nothing to do with any other website or with any other resource bank. Okay, so let us just have a look at the most important things. I just keep reminding you these three things, so that if somebody has just started watching my videos, he or she should know what the test is about and what is expected of you. So the first thing is that there are 24 questions in the test, and this is a computer-based test where you have to go to a center and then you do the test on the computer, which is already set by the management over there. You must answer 18 questions correct to pass the test, which is 75% of the test, and the total time for this test is 45 minutes. So 45 minutes, 24 questions, 18 of them need to be correct. Okay, so this is what it is. Now let us start the test. So the first question is, which Scottish city is known as the home of golf? So we have got Dundee, we have got Edinburgh, Aberdeen, and St Andrews. So let us choose St Andrews, which is the correct option. Home of golf. This is the place where you could say golf started, or which is the center. Like every sport has its own center. Like you see, Wimbledon is known for tennis, and St Andrews is known for golf. Okay, the next question is, which court deals with the most serious cases of children aged 10 to 17 in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland? The question means that if a child commits a serious crime and that person is between 10 and 17, where would the case be listened to, or where would the case be held? Now, especially in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, the High Court, the Youth Court, the Magistrates Court, or the Crown Court. Okay, so look at this word, children. It starts with C, and we have to choose the court which starts with C, the Crown Court. Okay, this is a link that I just made to memorize things. This is the peg system of memory. So you hook things and you associate things with other things, and you make strange and weird type of connections so that you remember things. Anyhow, normally children's crimes are dealt in the youth court, but if it is a serious crime, serious means like a murder or like kidnapping or other stuff, so these are the serious things, so then it would be the Crown Court. Next question is, what is the name of the best preserved prehistoric village in Northern Europe, and which origin traces back to the Stonehenge, sorry. There is a prehistoric village in Scotland, which is very, very old. Prehistoric means before history, before the history was written, or I mean before it was recorded. And this is the village which dates back to the Stone Age. Okay, now one is Maiden, one is Saqqara Brae, one is Stonehenge, and one is Bio. So the correct answer is Saqqara Brae, which is in Scotland. Now, how to remember that? This is Stone Age, which means starts with S, but also you could say that Saqqara Brae starts with S and Stonehenge starts with S. Stonehenge itself is it's a circular building. I mean, not a building actually. It is a circular establishment, which is one of the most renowned landmarks of the UK. So it's not a village. And the second thing is, Stonehenge is one word. So let us do this thing. Stone and age, two words, Saqqara and Bray, 2 words. Starts with S, it has 2 words, this has 2 words, choose that. That's how you make things. Okay, you can do it yourself when you do a test. Just make connections with questions and answers, between questions and answers. Okay, the next thing is, when was the National Trust founded? Now this type of questions cannot be memorized using any connection, so they just have to be memorized actually. So it is 1895, National Trust, 1895. Next question. After the Black Death, new social classes appeared in England, including owners of large areas of land known as. Okay, so Black Death was a plague that killed 1/3 of the UK population. So that is a separate question. After this, new social classes appeared, and they were known as judiciary, gentry, clans, and nobility. So the correct answer is gentry. Next one. Elizabeth I was the younger daughter of which king? Okay, James I, William the Great, Henry VII, Henry VIII. So the correct answer is Henry VIII. Okay, so this is the guy who married 6 times. Okay, so Henry VIII is the father of Elizabeth I. Next question. Which of the following operas was written by Gilbert and Sullivan? Okay, The Phantom of the Opera, The Mikado, The Mousetrap, Cats. Okay, so Mousetrap is a play, obviously. The correct answer is The Mikado. Okay, so this is the opera written by these 2 people. Next question. Where is Loch Lomond and the Trosex National Park located? Alright, so there is a clue in this. Okay, now these are 2 different destinations. Okay, so if the question is where are these 2, it means they should be in one country, the first thing. The second thing is the word loch means lake in Scottish language, so that means this is in Scotland. If this is in Scotland, this must be in Scotland. So Loch Lomond is a lake and Trosex National Park is a national park. So now one thing is decided, that this is in Scotland. Now we have got 2 options. One is west of Scotland and one is east of Scotland. So the right answer is west of Scotland. Okay. The next question is, who is married to the Queen of the United Kingdom? Okay. In simple words, name the husband of the Queen. Okay. So Prince Charles, Prince of Wales. No, this is the son. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, this is the husband. Henry VII and William II, these are 2 old kings, so they were kings on their own. Okay, so Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, was the husband of the Queen. I mean, he has passed away, but how do you remember that? You see, in the alphabet, P and Q come together. Okay, P, Q, R, S, T. Okay, so remember this, P, Q. So P is, I mean, not Prince, obviously. This has P, but their actual names are Charles and Philip. So P, Q together, I mean, they spent quite a lot of time together, obviously. So Q stands for Queen and P stands for Philip. Okay, so this is how you remember. Okay, Queen's husband's name begins with P. So Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, is the husband. Next question. By what 2 other names is the Church of England known? Okay, Church of England is the church that was established by Henry VIII. Okay, so but it is known as the Anglican Church and the Episcopal Church. So these are 2 other names of the same church. So if you say Episcopal Church, that is the Church of England. If you say the Anglican Church, that is also Church of England. So altogether it has got 3 different names. Next, who was the first Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? Okay, Henry Pelham, no. Sir Robert Walpole, yes. Admiral Nelson and Oliver Cromwell. So these 2 guys were soldiers. They were commanders of their army, so they were not the prime ministers. So Sir Robert Walpole is the right man. Next question is what date does Lent start? Okay, Lent is the period of 40 days of fasting in Christian religion. So it is on Shrove Tuesday, on Ash Wednesday, on Easter Monday, on Easter Sunday. So these two are absolutely wrong options. So we have got either Shrove Tuesday or Ash Wednesday. So Lent begins on Ash Wednesday. Okay. Next question. How old do you need to be to apply for a free TV license? Well, if you have a TV at home and you want to watch TV on your laptop or any other device, you have to pay a fee, okay, a subscription. But if you don't pay, this is a separate question, be careful. If you don't pay for TV license, you can be fined up to £1,000, okay. But if you are 75 and over, then the TV license is free for you. So the right option is over 75. Next question. What time do pubs usually open on Sundays in the UK? Pubs usually open at 12 o'clock on Sundays in the UK. Now, normal time is 11. Okay, don't confuse yourself. Normal time is 11, but on Sundays it is 12 p.m. So you will have both of these timings in your book, so don't confuse yourself. Tell yourself that on weekends timings are normally shorter. Even in big shops you see that timings are different. So the same applies to the pubs. So normal time, opening time is 11 a.m., but on Sundays it is 12 p.m. Next, what is the official home of the Prime Minister? So Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, 10 Downing Street, 21 Oxford Street. I don't know who lives there, but Buckingham Palace is the Queen's residence. Windsor Castle is the Queen's residence. 10 Downing Street is the right option. This is the easiest question. I think everybody should know that is in central London. Next question. What name is given to the elected members of the European Parliament? Now this question has 1, 2, 3, 4 questions hidden inside. I tell you all of them. Okay. Now if you look at this whole thing, then the answer is in the questions. Members of the European Parliament. So members M, European E, Parliament P. So MEP. So this is the right answer. Okay, MEP. So that stands. So this is obviously an abbreviation. So which means member of European Parliament. Okay, now that's how you pick the right answer. So what is AM? Assembly members. That is for Wales. MPs, member Parliament. That is for London, Westminster, and MSP, member Scottish Parliament, member of Scottish Parliament. So this is how it is. Next question. Which British sportswoman won 2 gold medals for running in the 2004 Olympic Games? This is one of the difficult questions in this test. This type of questions about musicians, question about quotes, this is obviously difficult, so you need to work on it a bit more. Okay, so Dame Ellen MacArthur, Jane Torville, or Dame Kelly Holmes, or Jessica Anisel. Okay, look at this word, please. So the word games has MES in it at the end. We have to find a word, a name which has got MES at the end, and that is Dame Kelly Holmes. That is the right answer. Okay, so she was the person who won 2 gold medals in running in 2004 Olympic Games. Next question is, what percentage of the total British population is located in England alone? Okay, so you can understand, you know that England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, these are 4 parts of the United Kingdom. Now England is the biggest country, so biggest population lives here, then Scotland, then Wales, then Northern Ireland. So the answer to this question is 84%. So 84% of the British population live in England. Next question, what was the population of the UK in 2010? The simple answer is just over 62 million. So that is the right option. Okay, you can't do anything else except for memorizing that. Next question is, which court deals with cases involving personal injury, family matters, breaches of contract, and divorce in England and Wales? Now you can see that all of these are no crimes. Okay, so these are not criminal offenses. So personal injury, family matters, breaches of contract, that is more related to jobs and all that stuff, or other types of contracts like home contracts, house contracts, mortgages and other stuff, and divorce in England and Wales. So the Crown Court obviously deals with serious cases, the High Court serious cases, county courts, let us see. The Sheriff Court is just like High Court or the Crown Court in Scotland. So the right option is county courts. Okay, county courts deal with these matters. Next question, what is the name of the building where the Scottish Parliament meets? Okay, so once again, one question, four hidden questions are in this. You can be asked about any of them. So this time they ask about the Scottish Parliament. Okay, they can ask, the question can ask you about the Welsh Parliament, the Northern Ireland Parliament, which is most of the time they ask about Northern Ireland Parliament, but sometimes they also ask about Scottish Parliament, so no problem at all. Okay, so Holyrood is the right option, that is for Scotland. Senate is for Wales, Westminster is for London, and Stormont is for Northern Ireland. Okay, so inside Edinburgh, so see that this is in Edinburgh, this is in Cardiff, Westminster is in London, and Stormont is in Belfast. Okay, so you should remember the four capitals of the four countries. The capital of England is London, the capital of Scotland is Edinburgh, the capital of Wales is Cardiff, the capital of Northern Ireland is Belfast, and Holyrood is a place in Edinburgh, Senate in Cardiff, Westminster in London, Stormont in Northern Ireland. So if they ask you question about, most of the time they ask this question, right? But this time it is a bit different. Okay, so this time the question is about Scottish Parliament, so the answer is Holyrood. Next question, which flower is associated with England? No thinking at all, rose. Okay, so I tell you one thing, if there is a question about food, let me write it. It's not easy to write with a mouse. Or if it is a flower, okay, see that, two F's. Okay, now if the question is about food, if the question is about flower, remember one thing, that both of them begin with R. Okay, favorite food, roast turkey, no sorry, roast beef. Okay, so I will write RB. Traditional food of England, roast beef. Traditional flower or associated flower, rose. Okay, so see that both of them start with R. Anything to do with R goes to England. Next question, who was Robert Burns? Okay, now this is the name of a person obviously, so he is a British musician or a Scottish poet or a Welsh scientist or an Irish engineer. Okay, look at the name. The last word is S. Which country starts with S? It is Scotland. So we can decide now that he was a Scottish poet. Okay, so why he was so popular? He was such a musical poet. He was kind of singing bard, because his song is sung throughout the world on the New Year Eve. Okay, so when the time changes at 12 o'clock, everywhere fireworks kick off, and at the same time there's a song that goes on, and that song is written by Robert Burns. That's why it's very, very popular. And the last question is, in which period did British film studios flourish? So the right answer is 1930s. Okay, so this was the time when film studios flourished in Britain. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, you can ask me. You can write in your comments box, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. I wish you all the best, and good luck. Bye.